Well, Josh, as always, thanks so much for the time. It's great to see you. I was thinking about it coming up here. A lot's the same. Location, a lot of the key faces and names. What's different about this year for you?
Well, I think you talk about new faces, getting some guys on our offense that are really going to help us. I think our front office did a great job of bringing in the guys that they did, guys that work hard, they care about winning, and they don't complain. They just go out there and they work. But I think a difference in myself, just making sure I'm taking ownership and control of what we're trying to do here. And, you know, Coach McDermott's now calling the defense, which is a little bit of a shakeup. But I'll tell you what, he's throwing everything he can at me right now. It's making it very tough for us, and we're out there trying to make each other better.
It's wild. You think about it. You're entering year 6. It feels like, at least from the outside, you've been here a lot longer. I'm sure similar for you. How has your leadership style changed over the years, and as you get set to help lead this group?
Well, I mean, I think just understanding the weight of my words is a big key, and you know, I still feel like a kid playing a kid's game, and I like to be loose. I like to have a lot of fun, but I understand there's going to be times where I'm going to have to be serious, and I'm going to have to be kind of a jerk and to try to demand the most out of guys, and that's sometimes tough for me to do because, like I said, I do just enjoy this game and playing this game so much. It's evolved over the years, and I've had a lot of great teammates to rely on. You talk about our leadership guys here: Von Miller, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Mitch Moore, Stephon Diggs, myself. Guys that are voted captains year in and year out for a reason. They bring the juice, and you know, I got to be one of those guys that's continuing to bring the juice and making sure that the standard is a standard, and we're holding ourselves to that.
You mentioned how things are changing, and Stephon Diggs and whatever was happening in the offseason seemed to challenge you in that way because your words were what everybody was hanging on. It seems like it's clearly in the rear view, but I'm just curious what you learned from that experience overall.
Yeah, just making sure that the line of communication is constant, and we're making sure that everybody's on the same page, and not just dealing with him, but everybody. Everybody's got a different personality. Everybody's coming from a different walk of life, and you know, as a quarterback, sometimes you forget that because you're just like, I play football. Yeah. I'm going to try to be the best quarterback that I can be for this team, but sometimes it takes you to not just be the best quarterback, but the best teammate.
So much discussion about the way the last few seasons have ended, and one of the things I've learned in this league is each year kind of stands alone, but it would seem ignorant to ignore the past. How does the past impact how you want to build this team?
Well, I mean, I think it makes us hungry, and I think the situations that we have been in the past. Obviously, last year was a little bit different, I think, than anybody's ever experienced. But just using, you know, the mental toughness that we've gained from the last couple of years and trying to use it to our advantage. And like you said, every year is a different year. Nothing that we did last year is going to carry over this year, and everybody starts 0-0. And the goal is to make the playoffs and give yourself a chance to win a Super Bowl. And sometimes there's some luck involved with that. Sometimes it's going out there and it's a man-whooping-man game, and we have to understand that the physicality that we have has got to be through the roof, and you know, we got to play smart football.
What excites you about the potential of what this offense could be?
Well, I mean, I think if you look at the statistics of last year and just in terms of how many possessions that we had ended in points, I think it was 1 or 2 in the league. And if you can marry that up and start limiting these turnovers, you know, interceptions on my part and a couple fumbles here or there, if you can limit it and maybe cut those in half, and is that a realistic number? Who knows? But if you can cut those in half and give yourself more opportunity to score points, that just helps you win more football games.
I'm going to pitch a spin-off here, Paramount Plus. We got Yellowstone. I'm thinking Dawson and Dalton as kind of like the next level, because when you look at what you have at tight end, those 2 names, those 2 play styles, it has to excite you as a quarterback. What do you think that duo could kind of bring?
Yeah, I think they complement each other so well. I think, you know, when you look at Dawson, you know, just his brute strength and his speed, he's able to run away from defenders and, you know, use his body to such an advantage when he's got the ball in his hands. Nobody wants to tackle him. And, you know, bringing in Dalton, a rookie that, again, it's going to take some time for him to catch up, but he's moving along really well right now. But his fluidity in his routes, his ability to separate and catch the ball, I think, is kind of what makes him him. So if you kind of pair those 2 together, it's going to be tough because we're playing 12 personnel, and teams are going to have to either choose to go base and then put another linebacker on the field, which we're going to get some good matchups with that. And if they go sub, we're going to have some good opportunities in the run game to create some lanes for our running back. So it's kind of it's a fun problem to have right now, but again, we're trying to make sure that we're utilizing our skill set guys to the best of their abilities.
Understanding your focus is your team, your offense, but you're a fan of the game. I'm curious, as you look across the AFC at the other quarterbacks that the Bills are going to face, and specifically this season that you kind of have to go through? What comes to mind?
Well, there's going to be some good quarterbacks that don't make the playoffs. You talk about the AFC having just a lot of talent at the quarterback position. Unfortunately, as a quarterback, we don't play the other quarterback. We play their defense and their defensive coordinator, and sometimes you have to keep telling yourself that and make sure that that's in perspective, and trying not to put your defense in bad situations against these good quarterbacks. Like I said, limiting the turnovers, not giving those guys short fields. But yeah, we got to go play a good situational football.
Last couple for you. Super Bowl this year in Vegas on CBS. What would it mean to bring this organization, help bring this organization there to that game?
It couldn't put it into words what it'd mean for this region of New York. The hardships that this fan base has gone through, and really the history of Buffalo Bills organization. Coach Pagula, or Terry Pagula and Kim have done such a good job of building this organization the right way from the top down. You talk about everybody in our building is pulling for one thing, that's to win a Super Bowl and bring a Lombardi Trophy back to Western New York. So that's our goal.
Is it ever challenging when you're as close as you've been to start that journey back up?
It just feels like job's not finished. Like we're still on the same mission, and every year there's one team standing at the top, and we got to do everything in our power to give ourselves the best opportunity to make sure that's us.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a good one.